What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen and I'm a 27-year-old living in Philadelphia and documenting my life. For the past 9 months, me and my fiance have been planning our wedding. We got engaged in August of last year. We actually went to Wildwood. He took me to one of the arcades. He took me into the photo booth and he proposed to me in the photo booth of our favorite arcade at our favorite beach. And it was so memorable and so perfect. And ever since August, we've been full steam ahead in wedding planning mode. Normally on this channel, I'm just vlogging my day-to-day life. And in this vlog, we actually have a huge wedding planning meeting tomorrow. So I thought before we go to that meeting, I could sit down and share some of my hot takes, some of my tips and tricks for planning a wedding, especially because I know if you are just starting out, you just got engaged and you're trying to figure out where to begin and what to do first, it is so overwhelming and so scary. And I feel like I've cracked the code. I feel like I know how to plan a wedding. I feel like this is maybe my calling and what I'm meant for. And so I wanted to share all of my tips and tricks that helped me through those first couple months when we were just starting to plan our wedding. Let's get into it. Before you even start touring venues, you really just have to decide what your guest list is going to look like. Me and my fiance started planning this well before we even got engaged because we wanted to make sure that we had like a similar vision going into the engagement so this wouldn't have to be super stressful. Are you choosing to have a super large wedding when you're inviting extended family and a bunch of plus ones? Are you having a tiny intimate wedding with a couple friends and only your immediate family? Or are you trying to find something in between and make it equitable on both sides? Me and my fiance were really comfortable in that middle ground where we're inviting our immediate families and our cousins and our aunts and uncles and all of our friends. After you have that like dream guest list in your mind, you need to really come back down to reality and be realistic about what type of event you can throw all of these people. For example, my dream was to have an all-inclusive experience for the guests. I wanted to make sure that everyone had unlimited drinks, unlimited food. Knowing that, me and my partner had to be super realistic with our budget about what mattered most to us and what we could cut. The things that mattered most to us was the guest experience and having all of our loved ones together. So that's what we ended up prioritizing with picking our venue and picking our caterers. There was an amazing venue that we toured in Center City that we absolutely loved, but we wouldn't have been able to give the guests the experience that we wanted to with our budget. So we were not able to go to that venue. We even toured venues out in Lancaster because it's a much lower cost of living city. So you could give your guests so much more for such a smaller price point. And we were so in love with the venues that we saw in Lancaster. The unfortunate thing was that we wanted to get married quick, and especially those venues that are like amazing for your guests and more affordable, they book out like crazy. So we would not have been able to get married until like summer of 2026. But we ended up finding a venue that met all of our needs kind of right in the middle, and it's close to where we live. So we kind of ended up finding the perfect spot. When we were thinking about like the all-inclusive guest experience, I was taking that to mean that I needed a plated dinner for my guests. That meant that a lot of our budget money was gonna go toward that. However, when you guys are starting to plan your weddings, you can decide that you could have a buffet, you could do stations, you could do something different with your catering if that's not something that is the most meaningful thing to you. Pick what's most meaningful and spend your money there. Like I said, me and my fiance knew that we couldn't afford what we wanted if we went into Center City or if we went into a really high cost of living city. So we kept searching in lower cost of living areas to try to find something that met us in the middle. Also, you can find a ton of free resources and a ton of advice online, and you don't need to be shelling out a ton of money for wedding planners or like unnecessary stuff with your wedding planning. For example, I'm on the subreddit r/wedding planning. I'm on the Facebook page, Philly Brides. There is probably a bridal wedding planning site for every single city out there. You just have to search for it and join it, and it's been super helpful. The other tool that's been super helpful that's also free is the Zola budgeting app. Another way you could save money is if you go to a venue that you have to provide your own alcohol for. That was actually one of the venues that Josh and I toured out in Lancaster. We loved it, but you had to provide your own alcohol for the guests. And that just felt like such a stressful thing to us. And again, we just wanted it to be all inclusive and super accommodating to everyone, including us. We didn't want to have to stress about that. So we could have saved a lot more money if we did that, but we decided to go for a venue that provides the alcohol for us. Basically, like I mentioned, the very first two things that I did while wedding planning and that you guys should do while wedding planning is figure out your guest count and figure out your budget. After you do that, it feels like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. But then like a bus hits you and you have a million other things to do. So the very first big stressor for me was, how are we getting our engagement photos done? I really wanted to have cute engagement photos and I was so stressed out. But then again, I didn't need a wedding planner. I didn't need extra support. All I needed was the Philly Brides Facebook page. And I was able to find hundreds of suggestions for photographers. And I was able to pick one in our budget that had my style of photo. And we had the best engagement photos. The next thing that's like the highest priority, especially if you're a bride looking for a beautiful white wedding dress, is you have to go dress shopping early. That is something that completely shocked me. I was not expecting that, but I was calling bridal stores in November of 2024, a full 11 months before my wedding, and they were telling me that it was too late to get some of their dresses out of their inventory. You heard that right. 11 months is too late. You need to start dress shopping early. Obviously, there are a million details that go into wedding planning, but once you get started, the ball really starts rolling and you realize all of the different things that you need. Also, not to add more fuel to the fire, but I do have some hot takes and very strong opinions about wedding planning that I just decided I'm gonna throw in here. Take what you want, leave what you don't. But I just needed to get it off my chest because in the chaos of wedding planning, there's so much that has come up that I just like need an outlet to share. My biggest hot take is, with your venue, find a reception area that has carpeting. We toured so many beautiful venues that only had hardwood floor, and yes, it looks so gorgeous. It looks beautiful, and I'm a hater. I don't even like the carpet in the venue that we chose, but carpeting is going to help so much with acoustics, and your guests will actually be able to hear each other talk during dinner, which is so important. My other hot take is that you need to know what the rain plan is for your venue and you need to be happy with it. I'm going into my wedding knowing that if it rains, I'm gonna have the best day ever and it's gonna be beautiful and I'm gonna love it. I cannot stand these TikToks that I see with the bridal parties standing out in the pouring rain and the bride and groom have like an umbrella over them in the front, and every single guest is wearing like a gown or tux and they're soaking wet. Imagine going to a wedding and being soaking wet for 7 hours. That sounds so miserable. You should have a rain plan and it can't just be outside in the rain. My last hot take is to really book things quickly, because normally if you tour something or see something and book it same day or same week, they'll give you a discount. If you reach out and say, oh, I'm debating between this and that, but if you guys give me a discount on the ceremony, or you guys give me a free appetizer, I'll book with you today. 9 times out of 10, they'll give you that discount. So work the system and try to see if you can get extra discounts on your stuff. I hope that gave you a bit more context on how wedding planning has been going for me and my fiance so far, but now we're gonna get into the rest of the vlog. I'm gonna take you guys along with me to our wedding planning meeting tomorrow. I also am seeing a Union soccer game with some friends, and I'm hoping to have a Sunday reset this week. I have not reset my apartment in so long, so come with me for the rest of my weekend. Let's check it out. Good morning, we're on our way to our wedding planning meeting now. We are like 2 minutes away from the venue. We're meeting with our coordinator and we've only met her once before. So I'm really looking forward to spending this meeting, like getting to know her better and making sure we're like all on the same page about the wedding. I've brought my notebook that I have a bunch of notes in, and like everything that I've been tracking for the wedding, I keep in this notebook. For this meeting in particular, I normally do a better job with like prepping questions and things that I need to ask. I don't really know what to expect and I don't have any questions prepared. So we're just gonna see how this meeting goes. We're gonna hopefully pick out some like color scheme stuff and really finalize some of those like important logistics for the day of. But other than that, after this meeting, we're gonna actually go to our baker and pay the invoice for our wedding cake. So we have a bit of wedding planning stuff to do this morning, and I will check in with you guys later. our meeting. That was so amazing. It was so nice to get to know our coordinator a little bit more, and we actually made a lot of decisions. So I'm very happy with where we're at right now. I wanted to show you this though. Look, when you walk into our venue, we saw all of these gorgeous yellow flowers, and these are actually daylilies called Happy Returns that my grandpa actually created. So this just like felt so special to see when we came to our venue, and it just feels like he's here. So I'm so happy that we got a chance to come when they were blooming. It's so beautiful. Hey you guys, it's a little bit later. I just woke up from taking a nap on the couch, and my friends are about to be here in like 30 minutes. We're going to a Union soccer game tonight, which I'm so excited for. It's been raining throughout the day, but I think it's supposed to be dry tonight. I really need to start rallying and waking up though, so I have myself some coffee and I'm about to sit and fix my makeup because, like I said, I only have like 30 minutes to get myself together, and I need to figure out what I'm wearing tonight. So let's hope that this all comes together quickly so I can have a fun night and see the soccer game. So I think I'm just gonna wear a black tank top and my jeans. This is what I'm gonna wear today, and just some like Air Forces or something, just something really simple and classic because I don't have any gear and I don't know what to wear. We're at a Union game! Woo! Josh, we're at a Union game! Get into it. That's crazy. That's the way to win. That's the win. Hey you guys, I just got home from the Union soccer game and it was such a blast. Union ended up winning in like the last 30 seconds, which was so much fun. I went with my two friends, Cheyenne and Amari, and my fiance Josh, and this was Cheyenne's first Union game and she's like obsessed with soccer, so it was super fun just like getting to experience that with her. Right now I'm just like getting myself ready for bed. I'm exhausted. Today was a whirlwind. I know I said earlier that I really wanted to like add a Sunday reset to this vlog, but I'm tired. Tomorrow's Father's Day and I'm probably gonna hang out with my parents and chill. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here, but thank you guys so much for watching. This has been such a crazy day, and I'm glad that I got to bring you guys along to learn a little bit more about like the wedding planning stuff, and also just like how my life is continuing to go as a 27-year-old living in Philadelphia. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!